Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play of Ace Attorney Spirited Justice for the PS5. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today we continue on with case number 2, the magical turnabout, as reveals are abound and theories are being thrown out left and right. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today.
Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand.
Juicy Wright, magician.
Here comes the liar, the deceitful witch, throw the murderer in jail! Last member of that criminal troupe. Oh, we don't want to see you on stage! Order, the gallery will be quiet, we'll have you all thrown out in the spit.
What's with all the hecklers? I bet the fans that Mr. Retton's invited. What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out.
Well, now then, Mr. is right. The court would like to know if you switched the steel sword to a rubber one on stage. So please testify about this issue.
She's just gonna try and trick us again with her magic. Hurry up and convict her and burn her at the stake or the death penalty. Yeah! All the dots.
Silence, all of you. I won't tell you again. Miss Wright, you feel able to testify?
Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor. Trucy, I knew I shouldn't have let it go through with this. I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness by Stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Huh? In spite of everything, she's still smiling. Hey, that's the creed. Our Trissy is amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the Troop Grammary Creed now. Or even now, she really is something else. It's showtime for Magical Girl Trucy Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody. This is one of the... Okay, we've had weird testimonies, and we've had weird testimonies. I don't know what this one is, but it's definitely special, I'm sure. The Stupendous sword switch. It's a great thumbnail there if I don't have one later on. So early into the episode, too. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword. She looks great. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp the blade truly is. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool testimony. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto sordo! There! I've switched it. And now... Hop! Wow, what? As you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber.
Boo, Miss Wright!
Wow, she switched them in a flash. Couldn't see her do it at all. She's completely turned the room around. Yeah, no one's chanting "Burn the Witch" anymore. The hecklers are being drowned out by other chanting.
Where did the steel sword vanish off to, Miss Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of our case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity. Yeah, just so you know.
He wants to know. I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch them during the show.
So when you thrust this rubber sword into the coffin, steel sword wasn't even on stage, but behind the curtain?
Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and gimmick to it after all. And as for where the soul sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I?
Ho ho ho!
That's so juicy. Yeah, but still. Miss Wright, the part where you spun around, that's an actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just there to help my explanation here in court. Does she spin around on stage? That's funny. I think I find it inconsistent in her testimony. Does she spin around on stage? Well, there is smoke, though. So who's to say she didn't switch it out already? Yeah, who's to say she didn't switch it out in the smoke, though? And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there. But now that I find it, I have to get to the bottom of it.
Now then, Mr. Justice, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask dumb questions and spoil the wondrous magic.
I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination. Cross-examination, the Stupendous sword switch. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the sword. Hold it! Please be careful, Miss Wright. Don't worry, I practiced this trick 1,000 times. That's right, Apollo. You had to get Tuesday some credit. She knows what she's doing. I know, but it still makes me nervous every time. But that's what magic is all about. A truly great magician can make our audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills. I guess you're right. I had better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the exciting world of magic. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. But Miss Wright, well, please don't swing that big dangerous thing around. Somebody could get hurt. Apollo? Please don't shout when I'm swinging said blade around. Somebody could get hurt. I know, that's why I waited for you to finish swinging until I objected to you. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. You should know better than to talk to me when I'm on stage.
Mr. Justice, I'll see you in my chambers after court is adjourned.
Uh-oh, I don't suppose somebody could make me disappear before that happens. Let's just watch quietly, shall we, Apollo? And now, back to the show. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. So it's definitely a real sword, right? Now, Apollo. I know you're excited, but you have to control yourself.
Mr. Justice, we needlessly interrupt this wonderful magic show again. I will be forced to bring my very real gavel down upon your head.
He's just sweating. The judge has been completely taken in by Twister's magic. Yeah, it looks like she's cast a magic spell over him. I better not interrupt anymore. There's no telling what the judge might do to me. Well, I like to interrupt though.
Miss Wright, please ignore any further outbursts from Mr. Justice to proceed with this spectacular trick.
Alright, here I go then. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Oops, I did it again. I've had it up to here, Apollo. Can't you listen quietly like a big boy? Sorry about that. I got a little too worked up. Apollo? Now, boys and girls, watch carefully and please don't kick the seat in front of you. I will now take the sword and... Presto sordo! There, I've switched it. So you switch swords when you spin around just now? That's right. It's the same way I do the trick in the actual magic show too. But I'm also doing a lot of extra things that I do during the show right now though. The key point is the sword switching. If only we could prove she did it during the actual show too. Right, prove that she switched them during the show. What's the matter, Apollo? You look troubled. It's nothing. Uh-oh, this is quite the pickle. How should I go about handling this?
Miss Wright, please continue with your trick.
So you've all just switched it to me, switch it to swords. And now, up.
Hold it!
Watch out! Eek! What do you think you're doing, Apollo? But you are putting yourself in danger. I could just stand by and not say something.
Mr. Justice, you're putting your head in danger, meaning my gavel.
Apollo, you better apologize before he becomes this kid's next victim. I'm very sorry, everyone. How did it come to this? Alright, boys and girls. If you want to ask for an encore, just wait till the end, okay? Now then, my sword was sharp as steel just moments ago, but... as you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber.
Hold it!
Wow, that's incredible. When in the world did you switch them? Huh? But I explained it once already. Could you, show it to me again? Sure. But remember, a magician doesn't usually share his secrets. So this is a very special exception. And I'm very grateful for your generosity, believe me. I better take a good hard look at the instant she switches the swords. Even though she explained how she does it, I can't see her do it. It blows me away no matter how many times I watch. Yeah, me too, but... what is it, Apollo? Did you notice anything about the way Trucy moves during the trick? You mean like her movements? I don't get it. What's the real story, Trucy? Yeah, definitely she doesn't do that in the actual trick.
Objection!
Miss Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appears in the show footage. What? But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times. Then, what's going on here? Miss Wright, I have the show footage right here. And the part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it. What? But I did it! So? It really is the exact moment you switch the swords? Yes, that's right. I knew it. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused lie for me.
Mr. Justice, does this mean that you are arguing that the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show?
No, Your Honor, that wasn't my intention. I mean, I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection!
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are false. But... Now that it has been proven that the accused did not swap swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. Kirk! And by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Race's death was not an accident, but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still. It was, after all, your own assertion. The defense, The defense has an objection to you, Mr. Apollo Justice. I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out just now. But there is a discrepancy, and it must mean something, I'm sure of it.
But the defense team kindly saved the spot until after the court is adjourned. Now, after all this debate, seems we're coming back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would force the victim inside the cuff. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword switching trick on stage.
Her actions, I'm afraid I've come to see the true intentions of the accused. Her murderous intentions.
Such a shame.
But I did switch the swords, I swear. You're knee deep in it now, Justice.
I knew she was a witch! Murder!
What? Excuse me?
Let's see, you were, which one are you again? Benny? No, that's not right. There's Buddy?
It's Bonnie. You were mixing the two names together, Your Honor.
Oh, pardon me, and do you have somebody you wish to say, Bonnie?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify.
Okay, about what?
The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Reyes.
Bonnie?
What's going on here?
Hey, what's the big deal? Such an incredible, gifted, and talented magician.
Would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it.
What are you talking about? Do you have brain hair? You give me a jump shot. I got a big bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and pipe down.
No. I won't be quiet.
What's the matter with you? Did you hear me?
Trucy said something to me once.
Huh?
She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give up or give in. That's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? Huh? That's right, Bonnie. I've always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said. But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength.
This guy trying to get with the magic. Hurry up and get back already. Get in that belly. Burn on the stick. Burn it!
I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, I show exactly what happened? Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword switching magic and judge for yourselves. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. So I'm not going to run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm going to be brave.
Yeah, what have you done to my sister, Trucy Wright? You practically brainwashed her!
It's the power of Trucy's conviction, that's what it is. It's touched Bunny's heart. Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to the one thing that was bothering you? The one thing that you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yes, ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage.
What do you mean by that, Bonnie?
I wonder if it was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Well, you know the guy could have manipulated it, right?
Objection.
Of course it is. The show has only been performed once, after all. I can't show anything other than what happened on the stage yesterday.
Objection.
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We had to examine the show footage.
But what can we check against it? You have some other footage of the show?
Well, I have some show footage.
You do?
One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. And then, afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present.
He did?
To tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was going to get rid of it.
Hold it.
But please submit the footage to the court.
Well, now then, let's take a look at this new footage.
Show footage. It's interesting side angle. You know what he cares about. Here's Trucy. What was that? That wasn't in the footage. There were cards. Wow, okay then.
He really did keep his camera on Bunny the whole time, didn't he?
I think this cameraman needs to give his specific things out of his work. Well, defense. Do you still believe this new show footage is worth inspecting?
Of course I do.
Okay, so how are we going to go about this? Well, let's try comparing the two. We just might find an inconsistency between them. Inconsistency, huh? Yes, the two pieces of footage are the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage. So if we can pick out what's different between the two. Well, no, what Bonnie found strange. Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show the sword switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage.
Very well, I will allow it.
What a waste of time. Apollo, do you even know how to compare the two pieces of footage? No, I've never done it before. I'll give you a little lesson then. Use the video place buttons to go through the footage. When you speed through, use the fast forward button. And if you want to go back, use the rewind button. If you want to hold the playback, just use the pause button. Oh, and by the way, if you fast forward or rewind when the playback is paused, you can do a slow frame by frame playback. Okay, so how do I switch between two videos? Just use the switch camera button. Now, if you find a difference between the two pieces of footage, put the cursor over what's different and present it to the court. Thanks, Athena, you really know your stuff. Not really, I just gave it some gusto and then went with the gut on most of it. Wait, what? I sure hope she guessed right. Anyway, let's give it a try. Okay, so I wanna... So where do the cards come into play? Yeah, I realized I wasn't fast forwarding at all. Hold on. Right there. When does this happen? I need to go back to when she appears on screen. Okay, so there's the smoke. She turns around. She's in a guarded motion. And these cars appear. This is clearly what's different. But then again, we never really see the cards appear. Maybe the cards come out of his... No? The fact that these two are different cameras. I think the difference is this. The cards. I think this is the difference. I don't know how to do it though.
Take that!
This is it right here. Take a good look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front.
Oh, the playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the foot.
Yes, okay. I'm onto something. Hey, you're right. What's going on here? Miss Wright, what can you tell us about those playing cards? Oh, those? They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switchy trick. What? We didn't do that here.
Mr. Justice, does this mean?
Yes, it means that the sword switchy trick was cut from the TV show footage. So the footage was edited. Yes, with malicious intent. That is absurd.
Well, we must get to the bottom of this right away. Baylet, the TV station may still have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out.
Yes, Your Honor! When did you show up? Oh, he's watching from the stands, right. It's you.
Now hold up, Your Honor. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing the fingers. And who might you be? Right, sorry about that. Man, I got ahead of myself there. Let me introduce myself. I use my business card. I'm charmed to make your acquaintance, Your Honor. Oh, well, how very polite of you. Well, it's lovely to meet you too, Prosecutor Sahdmadhi. Please, take my card.
A business card, ah yes. I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. I have even familiarized myself with the various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or, what's crack-a-lackin', homie?
I can't finish that sentence.
Oh my god, I can't breathe. 1 second. Alright, oh my god, I tried so hard to finish that sentence and I couldn't. For example, I can't re-say that, sorry.
Oh, you're from the Take-Two TV, are you, witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before.
Yes, Roger Ratins, otherwise known as the Ratings Raja. He is a TV producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He is best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby."
Oh my, so you're the Ratings Raja.
loose, judgy baby! It's a nice courtroom you got here.
I never thought I'd get to meet you in person. But Prosecutor Sahdmadhi, how do you know so much about him?
In preparation for the case, I watched all of his shows. I found the ratings Raja Goes to Burger Barn of particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine.
What? You went to Burger Barn?
Who would have thought?
Hey, you must have really want to try it, huh, buddy? 'Cause that line, ew.
Compared to my aesthetic training, an hour's wait is nothing. I recommend the Southwestern burger with jalapeno jack cheese, by the way. I'm having a really hard time picturing him in line for burgers.
Prosecutor Sahdmadhi's unexpected enthusiasm for food aside. Mr. Rittens, what is this misunderstanding that you mentioned?
Well, for starters,
It's true that the footage was edited.
you'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage that's absolutely not edited anyway. I guarantee you that, even though it's probably edited, yeah. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you I'll show you the part with the playing cards. Now you can see the cards when Tristan spins around, so keep your eyes peeled, baby! So why was it edited then? Oh, that's cool with the cards. I like that. So she clearly spun.
See the part that was cut with Trucy switched the swords?
She spins around and the playing cards go flying. Everything like it's supposed to be.
Well then it seems the defendant really did swap the swords during the trick.
Which means the sword Miss Wright thrust in the coffin was the rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Reyes. Well, what if she originally had the rubber one and then...
Well, yeah, see, that's the, well, that's the first misunderstanding right there.
What do you mean?
Well, Trucy definitely did swap swords. Well, as you said. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Reyes when she stabbed the cuff. But that just means it was killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse.
So you're saying that up until that point, everything was going according to the script? Well, if that's true, then when and how exactly do you think it was killed?
It was after the dragon set piece came crashing down. Why I say that Trucy murdered Mr. Reyes when she was hidden from view beyond that set piece. I mean, she could have easily done it behind that huge dragon, and nobody would be the wiser.
Okay, but what proof is there that she did it, though? Like, I mean, that's the one thing that always got me about the Ace Attorney games. And I love the Ace Attorney games, but if they have one major flaw, it's not enough that you need to prove your defendant is innocent. You also have to prove who actually did it. And that's not really how the courtrooms work. Like right there, in that instance, there is legitimate doubt that anyone could have killed him behind the dragon. There is no proof to say that she's the one who did it. There is zero evidence to say that she murdered him when the dragon was fallen. So right now, right here, she should be proven not guilty, and then we should figure out who actually did it. I see. Indeed, there is a ring of truth to your assertion. And by the way, that happens in a lot of cases in this series. It's not just this one. There's a ton of cases where you're like, our guy is clearly innocent, but he's not guilty until we prove the right person is guilty. Because if you fail any of these sections, you run out of hearts, what happens? The judge says, your defendant's guilty, even though we've proven that they can't have done it or there is no evidence to say they did it. But Anyway. You bet. Plus, there's a suspicious looking shadow in the footage, too. I saw that as well. It's toward the end of the footage, just before the dragon hits the stage. It might be just easier to see it for yourselves. I did point this out. Yeah, I saw that. It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch. But look here. That suspicious shadow? Well, that must be Trucy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim. That's all circumstantial. Or hypothetical. But, you know, he did have that harness, that winch attached to him. See the winch? What if someone dragged his body away? What if that shadow is someone dragging his body off scene? But we found his body there, didn't we?
Now you mention it, I suppose it does look that way.
Objection!
This witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. And that's not all. Aren't we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sword switch out of the footage? Ah, you see, there's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honor, would you mind if I testified about it? I've seen people testify on TV, and I've always wanted to give it a shot.
Well, that would be fine with me. Prosecutor Sahdmadhi.
This is quite unexpected. It appears to disrupt the karmic course of this case. Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I have to say, Sahdmadhi. I promise. Very well. However, if you do anything to impede the last rites of the victim, I will have you removed.
All right, Prosecutor Sahdmadhi. Please give us your testimony, Mr. Rittens.
Roger, Rittens of reading, Roger. Now, guys, of the courtroom. Yeah, I'm taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers. Witness testimony. It wasn't deliberate, I tell you. Can I write this down? It wasn't deliberate. I tell you. Footage meant to be edited. Tell you. Scenes are spliced together and long and boring scenes are cut out. For all the stations, and they edit the footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. I mean, it wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for, like, editing that footage?
So you're saying that was a coincidence? That the sword swapping scene was cut?
Well, that's right. I mean, glad you got the picture.
Objection!
Coincidence? That's a little too convenient, if you ask me. Ooh, an objection. Wow, cool. Sure packs a lot more punch when you, like, hear it live. Do it again. I want to get another shot from a different angle. My objection is not for your entertainment. And cut. There, I got some good stuff there.
Mr. Rittens, filming is prohibited inside the courthouse.
Whoops, my bad, Judge.
And the defense has an issue. He can point it out during his cross-examination.
It wasn't deliberate, I tell you. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you.
Hold it!
Really? I've never heard anybody say that.
Well, it's common knowledge in the TV world. You got any idea what a student's cruise would be to watch a magic show without editing? A magic show like that one, anyway.
That was ice cold.
Anyway, editing is what makes TV worth watching. Scenes are spliced together, long and boring scenes are cut out.
Hold it!
How was that a boring scene of her transitioning though and throwing cards everywhere? That was cool. Are you saying you thought there were boring scenes in Miss Wright's magic show?
I mean, you gotta ask. The script and presentation deserve a place on that cutting room floor. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. Well, that's why I had to edit the footage. It's just what a TV man does.
What didn't you like about the show exactly?
Yeah, the whole thing. It's a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it. But a show's only as good as how loud, flashy, trashy it is.
It was plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you did was add the trash. I suppose each industry has its own way of doing things. Just as we in the legal profession focus exclusively on evidence and testimony.
Exactly. Whether it's showbiz or the legal biz, we do whatever we gotta do to get the job done. Anyway, editing footage is a matter of course in TV history. All the stations, man, they edit footage this way. Wasn't like it was done maliciously or something.
Hold it!
It wasn't done maliciously, huh? But I get the distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will towards Troop Montgomery.
Huh? What makes you think that?
The things that you yourself have said.
And you'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Grammarian magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes.
And I also got the impression that you felt this way for a long time.
Objection!
Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer.
You bear me no ill will?
Could have fooled me. And yet, it is the truth. I am only strict on you as it seems that you have strayed from the path.
If you have any objections, Miss Justice, please make your case with evidence in the future. Mr. Vettins, please continue your testimony. That was just a coinky-dink that particular scene was cut. I mean, it wasn't intentional.
Hold it!
Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me.
Oh, so now you're gonna tell me I was supposed to edit my programs, you big shot? Well, it's hard being the boss, kid. Gotta make the tough choices, like which content gets cut.
Then let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case?
Well, you wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about an artistic vision. I tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it.
I may not know TV, but I know evidence law. And boy, I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it. Wow, they're putting me on the spot. I didn't even get through all the evidence either. It could be the contract. Is there any direct evidence? Could be this. Instrumental in Rainy Raja's dishonest dealings. That one doesn't show ill will, it just shows he's a jerk. Huh? What's that you got there? This is the contract you have Miss Wright signed just for the magic show. This contract between the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Miss Wright reads: if through the fault of the second party, the show must be canceled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party.
The $3 million? Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a completely unreasonable sum.
I couldn't agree more. And of course, Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Vettins had to sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or more accurately, he conned her into signing it.
Conned her? How did he do that?
There's a trick to the clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign her contract. It houses carbon paper that can secretly copy your signature onto other documents. Copy your signature, that's how it got into the other document as well.
Oh, come on now, that's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. Starters, you don't have any proof I did anything with that carbon paper still. Just because Trusty and agency can't pay up, that doesn't mean that I conned her. But $3 million. Well, that's totally out of reach for the average person. Well, in any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Vettins.
Now, where's your proof linking me to that tricky out cupboard? You don't have any, do you?
Hold it!
This cupboard is yours though, isn't it, Mr. Vettins? Well, it belongs to the TV station anyway, well that much I knew. Maybe it was an old prop from one of our TV shows that got used by mistake. Or maybe used it on purpose. The con, Miss Wright.
Objection!
Mr. Vettins has already stated that he did not. Mr. Justice, please do not use this trial to try to get out of paying your agency's debt. But that's not what I'm doing. Proof Mr. Vettins is connected to the copy paper, huh? A Tuesday signature was copied onto the fake contract. Then there must be an original contract that Tuesday actually did sign. True, but I bet Mr. Vettins is too savvy to leave something like that behind as evidence. Well, what if her signature was copied onto more than just fake contract? Like a third document with Tuesday's signature on it. Have we seen anything like that, though?
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Let me continue my testimony.
We have.
Oh, what? You got some proof that an ulterior motive for editing that footage?
What other seats did you cut for the footage?
Yeah? I don't know. Others, I guess.
You mean you only edited out the sword switching trick scene and nothing else? Don't you think it's too much of a stretch to claim that as mere coincidence?
Objection!
No matter how artificial you find the affair, stranger things have happened on their own. Well, that is, unless you have something with which to prove otherwise, defense.
Well,
If you have a valid criticism of Mr. Vettins' testimony, feel free to counter with evidence. Well, Apollo? It would sure make things easier if we had some.
well, I think the defense team needs to be edited out of this trial. That's what they need. I'll have to clean up this footage later.
He isn't really gonna put this on TV, is he? Proof that Miss Trucy's signature was copied, huh? But we don't have proof. That's why our agency is under seizure right now. True. Or do we?
Objection!
You must be quite the con man if you can fool a magician with this simple trick. But if you think you could con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken.
Hey, kid. The killer do enunciate in front of the camera? You know, like a newscaster. Think of the viewers.
I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on the contract. They're exact matches. You could sign like the same thing 100 times, you probably won't get exact duplicates, right?
Well, would you look at that? They're exactly the same.
That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice unless it's a copy. Yeah. Eh? These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent. Say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't know you had it in you. This is really getting interesting now. I'll get great ratings for sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Rettins. The fact is that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions, isn't that right?
Objection.
What a forced argument, defense. All you have really proven is not his ill will towards Miss Wright, but his pecuniary greed. Well, that's right. I just wanted money, baby! Fat sex and cheater, that's all! I mean, after all, I never even crossed paths with Trucy before this magic show. So I'd have absolutely no reason to bear any ill will, right? He didn't bear any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart beyond that sweet smile. I'll prove those Grimmery magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. I can't prove with anything, but the things he said at this point all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Rettins and Trucy Wright must have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them.
Hidden?
Yeah, exactly. Hidden connection. Connection? What is it now?
Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice?
It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it is just another one of the defense's feckless claims.
Objection.
You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you'll wish you had taken me a whole lot more seriously. Will I really? Well then, do proceed. Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing. What? That was just some good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training. I hope you know what you're doing.
If you're going to make such a bold claim, Miss Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Roger Rettins?
He's a magician too. The sleight of hand trick Mr. Rettins did during the recess earlier. Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiff?
Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't have a camera on me.
What if Mr. Rettins is a magician too?
What if? I believe it's up to defense to fill in the blanks, not me.
Well, if he is, he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way.
Objection.
Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue. As a passage in the sacred scriptures of Khura'in states, he who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit. He's gonna get it anyway.
But we saw Mr. Rettins perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye.
Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor?
If a connection as tenuous as that is all it takes, then every magician in the country could potentially bear ill will toward the accused. I guess you're right.
Man, you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, short stiff?
You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Poniponi. 3 days under a rigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey.
Ha ha! Numbskull for numbskull.
Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there. I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to begrudge against Tusi, is it? Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Tusi. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Troop Gramarye. Oh. Huh. No. No way!
Is something wrong, Mr. Justice?
Huh. Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time.
I see. What sort of evidence do you have for us?
Evidence that points to the real killer, the one who had a motive to commit this crime.
What?
And what have you come up with this time, defense? Tusi Wright is the sole heir to Troop Gramarye in his name. This puts her in square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to that one person with a grudge against Miss Wright. How do we prove that? Is it this one? Cancelled. It's gotta be this one.
Take that!
And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice?
13 years ago, the great Mr. Reyes belonged to Troop Gramarye. But then the troop ousted him, and Mr. Reyes vowed to get revenge on him someday. And what better way to accomplish that through the ruination of the sole heir?
But Mr. Reyes is a victim, Mr. Justice. You named a dead man as your suspect.
But is he really dead?
Huh? What do you mean, is he really dead?
The fact that Mr. Reyes is a victim of what's throwing you off. Then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on that stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Reyes? Guy's way too calm. What? You mean the victim was an imposter?
Huh? Not Mr. Reyes? And what about the real Mr. Reyes?
It would mean the real Mr. Reyes is still alive. That's absurd. Looks like I may have been right. I mean, he's wearing green pants. Should have been the first giveaway.
Mr. Justice,
Or his shorts.
who is the real Mr. Reyes if not the victim of this case?
It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Gramarye and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Reyes in his stead. The real Mr. Reyes is... Mr. Reyes.
Take that!
Roger Rettins. But this!
Yes, it is. Roger Rettins. The real Mr. Reyes.
What?
Him? Huh? What?
Objection!
Oh, hello, Red Pepper. Your impotencies sprout not but meaningless empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory.
That's not a bad idea for a soap opera.
But not even diehard fans of the genre would stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I got proof. I can prove it by proving that the Mr. Reyes in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that, I just need you to look at this spot on the poster. Oh, I know what he's saying. This.
Take that!
This is the injury Mr. Reyes sustained while practicing magic trick 13 years ago. However, it's gone. The video of the victim shot him himself shows that no trace of that injury.
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Aha, clever. I never saw that. Now, Mr. Vance, what do you suppose if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by a chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours?
Huh?
Well, Mr. Vittens, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there? Oh, this is getting good, this is getting good! And I nailed that! Granted, I didn't nail that at the beginning of the case. I guess that would be the true definition of figuring something out before it happens. But still, I nailed that an hour before I got to the reveal, which is our record, I think, for me. Woo! Alright, my dear friends, what would you like to see? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up to like the video and subscribe. And I much love you very, 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 very much. And I hope that you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome rest of the day. Until next time, on our continued blind let's play of Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, the magical turnabout. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.